3. A constant question these days is, what other value can this or that have? In this case, I imagine we would consider how these ramblings might contribute to either growth or income, satisfaction or happiness. It's a strong and important question, but should the first question not be, is it necessary for it to contribute? For me, if everything has to be weighed before it's accepted, then that additional layer of thought might get in the way of unexpected treasures. Even now, I'm held back from assembling a photo or poetry book simply because I was challenged on the financial returns of such a project. But the point is that you sometimes have to do something even before you know how it might pan out. Maybe it goes nowhere once you hit export, but the satisfaction of having made a product might contribute by giving you a push you have missed, or open avenues that you have never considered. So back to these pages, how might they contribute? In the first instance, it gives me a half-hour break to gather thoughts. On a daily basis, there are so many random thoughts going through my head that it's useful to try pin them down. In a way, it then feels like they've been addressed, and even if they've not been concluded, I know where to come find them. It's a bit like sketching building details, where the idea of them might work, but actually only when you draw them out can you see whether they will work. It is no guarantee even then, but you are one step closer. Some of these random thoughts might have mileage in them, and I can explore them further. And if the idea is to do a photo poetry book, then why can these ramblings not be the voiceover or backbone around which it's structured? I'm not for a moment pretending to be a world-class philosopher that'll have the masses stroking their chins, but even just as an exercise in editing and compiling, that might be worthwhile. It could be video, I guess, or print. Both eventually, but definitely not a talking head. Or maybe it just stays locked up in this format, but the good that it does by structuring my thoughts eventually bears fruit of its own. I don't have to decide that now, of course, and how I might use it in future should not influence what I do now. For now, it's just the brain dump of an almost 50-year-old sitting in a shed drinking coffee. And that's enough, isn't it? For now, for me, it is.